What's up mga kababayan? News That Matters here. Dito sa video natin ngayon ay ating panoorin itong mga nagbabagang balita. Hindi lang magnanakaw no, itong si Tambalos Romualdez, kundi mandaraya pa mga kababayan, mandurugas pa. Paano ba naman kasi itong si Miss Nene Bacale, no, na isang maka-Duterte na tinaas ang kamay nito ni VP Sara, dinisqualify mga kababayan nang walang karason-rason. Na ngayon itong si Tambalos Romualdez na lamang no ang nakikita sa baluta na humahabol sa lugar ng District 1 sa Leyte. Grabe naman talaga. Kung kaya naman nang malaman ito no ng mga taga Leyte, hindi nila nagustuhan ang balitang ito dahil sinusuka na nga ang bungangka ng mga Romualdez sa lugar na yun. Na paano ba yan mga kababayan, magiging congressman na naman muli itong si Tambalos Romualdez sapagkat sureball na ang kanyang pangalan at pwesto dahil wala na itong kalaban. Namimigay na nga ng ayuda, binibili na nga ang mga boto ng mga Pilipino, pero para sa kanya malaking tinik pa rin itong si Miss Nene Bacale na maka-Duterte. Pero bagong lahat mga kababayan, huwag niyo po sana kalimutan mag-like at subscribe para updated ka sa mga uploads ko araw-araw. At yun na nga no mga kababayan, dagdag pang balita rito mga kababayan na sinagot no ni Congressman Marcolita ang mga katanungan patungkol sa malakiang rally ng INC. Na itong magiging aksyon no ni Bonget magmamanifest sa mga darating na eleksyon no na kapag hindi pinakinggan ang request nitong malaking kapatiran baka diretso kumunoy na ang angka ng mga Marcos at Romualdez sa anumang panahon ng eleksyon. Tama yan. Huwag nang ibalik ang mga bangag. Kung kaya naman hindi ko na patatagalin pa, ito na ang buong video.
Pero mas nakakatakot yung mga balita ngayon, Marlon, dahil bukod sa nakakatakot, nakakalungkot. Dahil sumambulat ang isang balita kaninang umaga at base na rin, maaaring naunang na-i-vlog nito ni Attorney Vic kanina, no, na si Tita Nene, na tinatawag natin Tita Nene, na tinatawag ng maisog na Tita Nene, ito si Nene Bacale, nakalaban at naglakas ng loob na mag-file at kalabanin ang isang Martin Romualdez sa District 1 ng Leyte sa congressman.
Kongresista.
Lumabas ang sample ballot. I don't know if this is the official ballot or a sample ballot, but in any case, no, parang napaka-coops mo naman na pangalan mo lang ang itinira mo doon para mag-mind condition ng tao na ikaw lang ang choice nila. And alam mo, mapangit din yan because that leaves people with no choice. Parang no choice kami, si Tambalang
Sa sample ballot, wala yung name niya. Pero sa official certified list of candidates, nandun ang pangalan ni Tita Nene.
Oo.
Diba? So, kailang tama ba yung dinig ko kanina? Na officially tinanggal na siya ng COMELEC?
Ano na daw siya, parang disqualified. And without her receiving the notice of disqualification.
Grabe,
diba?
No?
So, pero Marlon, ito
So, ibig sabihin, Sir Marlon, Miss Pam, itong si Tambalos na naman ang mananalo bilang congressman ng lugar ng Leyte dahil dinisqualify bigla itong kalaban niyang si Miss Nene Bacale na maka-Duterte. Grabe naman yan mga kababayan.
Kita rin to kanina, yung kanyang COC received
Diba?
ng COMELEC.
Ng certificate of candidacy niya, received. Ito ba naging grounds na wala siyang, bakit siya na-disqualify daw? Anong
Wala, she doesn't know.
Grabe,
Lumabas lang ng balota na wala ang pangalan niya.
Walang nangyaring due process?
Wala. Naku, uso ba ang due process? Marlon, uso ba ang due process? May salitang due process ba sa gobyernong ito?
Ang kalaban po ni Speaker Martin Romualdez para sa 1st District ng Leyte ay maliban kay Tita Nene ay Danilo Chua, si Minerva Gaut, at si Tita Nene. So, ang sininggle out niya, si Tita Nene, na kamakailan lang ay tinaas mismo ni Vice President Sara Duterte.
Yes, sa labas
yung kamay niya sa labas ng Veterans Memorial Hospital. And Pam, di ba nakaplano tayo na interviewin din si Tita Nene?
Oo. I tried to reach out a while ago, Marlon. Kasi nga, kamaisog naman natin. Alam natin ang contact.
And independent siya. Dahil may sug ang ano.
I think priority nilang maayos ng kanyang lawyer ang issue dito sa COMELEC. At yung pagiging official niyang kandidato, Marlon, tinatakan ito ng pagtaas ng kamay hindi lang ni VP Sara ha, na unang nagtaas ng kamay si PRRD. Kasabay natin nung October 8 sa lunch before we proceeded dun sa sa the 10th kung saan tayo nag-file sa COMELEC. Andun din siya.
Nandun din siya.
Tinaas din ang kamay niya. And when she showed her support kay VP Sara at saka kay Attorney Yusek Zuleika Lopez sa VMMC, Veterans
Memorial Medical
Center, dun sa labas, nung nagpasalamat ang isang VP Sara na tapos na ang laban at umuwi na ang mga pasyente, pinapauwi na yung mga
para makapagpahinga na rin.
Nagkita sila, nagkakilala, pinakilala niya sarili niya at tinaas nga ang kamay niya. So, ano ang mensaheng ibinibigay nito? Ang mensahe nito, Marlon si Martin Romualdez, I believe, hindi pinalaki ng kanyang magulang ng tama. Hindi lumalaban ng patas.
Mandaraya.
Parang itira mo ang pangalan mo na nag-iisa dyan sa balota, kahit sabihin na natin ito ay mind conditioning, it's probably not the official ballot, pero the audacity that you have na pangalan mo lang na dyan, parang sobra talamak ka naman masyado. Sobrang
bata tayo, Pam, ang tawag dyan, madugas eh.
Madugas.
Sa pinaikling salita ng mandurugas.
Oo.
Mandaraya.
Oo. Sa larong kalye, Marlon, yung pamato mo, natapakan mo sa piko, di ba? Tapos tinuloy-tuloy mo lang, maduga ka. Yun ang mandaraya ka. Yun lang, Marlon, no? Parang ang kapal ng mukha mo at ang kapal ng mukha kung sino man ang kasabwat mo. Dahil ito ay published, Marlon, sa official website ng COMELEC.
Grabe.
Hindi ito ginawa ng mag-isa ni Martin lang. Ibig sabihin, meron siyang kasabwat sa loob para magawa.
Parang nakakatakot to. Kasi kung sa ganyan, na opisyal na kandidato, kayang-kayang tanggalin, at ganyan na rin. Pagkagi nakakadalawa na COMELEC ha. Unang-una, yung pagbibigay pahintulot ng Commission on Elections na mamahagi ng ayuda, gawin legal nila, yung vote buying, nakakatakot na yun. Ito, pangalawang nakakatakot to, na biglang-bigla kayo magdi-disqualified ng isang kandidato na hindi man lang dumaan sa tamang proseso at legal na proseso, biglang-bigla niyong tatanggalin, ano pa ang magiging pangatlo? Ang pangatlo nito, yung lantarang pandaraya sa darating na May midterm election.
Magkano ba ang binayad sa inyo mga COMELEC? Bakit napaa-under kayo ngayon dito kay Tambalos Romualdez? Nasaan nandangal nyo?
You know what they say? It is easier to cheat on local level, Marlon. But regardless kung local yan o national yan, yan ay pandarambong pa rin. Yan ay pandaraya. Yan ay ang talagang panggagahasa sa karapatan ng mamamayan na magkaroon ng choice kung sino ang gusto nilang iboto.
Pero grabe si Speaker Martin Romualdez, no? Unang-una, Martin Romualdez ka na. Speaker of the House ka na. Pinsan ka pa ng Presidente ng Pilipinas. Tapos, papayagan mo na yung mga katunggalin mo biglang-bigla na lang mawawala sa opisyal na listahan ng Commission on Elections. At alam mo na ang refleksyon nito ay sa kandidatura mo. And nasa iyo na ang lahat. Nasa iyo na ang makinarya, ang pera, ang puwersa. Ito, pagpapakita to ng pang-aabuso sa pwesto.
Ito ba, Marlon, ay nagbibigay din ng mensahe na somehow, kung ginawa niya to, meron siyang admission sa sarili niya, Marlon, na may tulog siya kapag nakalaban niya sa Tita Nene.
Malamang ka malamang. Bakit mo gaganituhin to?
Para ipaalis mo no? Talaga may takot siya, may tulog siya. Ibig sabihin, somehow he also feels na unwanted na siya ng ng mga kadistrito niya.
Ibig sabihin, siya mismo sa sarili niya, alam niya yung alam niya na yung kakulangan niya at alam niya na mahina siya sa sarili niyang distrito.
Para manduga ka.
Para mandaya ka,
para mandaya ka, para dugas ka.
Pero bago open po.
Kayo ba mga kababayan, kung kayo ang aking tatanungin sa mga viewers natin sa Leyte, na District 1, iboboto niyo po ba itong si Tambalos Romualdez sa darating na eleksyon? Paki-comment nga yung opinion sa ating comment section ng ating mapag-usapan. Sana naman magkaroon kayo ng kalinawagan sa kaisipan na itong si Tambalos isang magnanakaw at dinagdagan pa nga niya na isa siyang mandaraya.
Ni Speaker Martin Romualdez at ng Commission on Elections. Pero hanggat wala ho kayong malinaw na sagot patungkol dito, hindi niyo po masisisi ang taong bayan na magingay at magduda na lantaran ang ginagawang pang-aabuso sa pwesto ng mga nakaupo ngayon at lantaran din ang nangyayaring sabwatan mula sa Commission on Elections at sa iba pang kandidato, partikular na kay Speaker Martin Romualdez.
Kilala naman natin ang nag-handle ng comms ng isang Martin Romualdez.
Dami nila.
Oo. Dalawa dyan, paborito kong tao. Matino naman tong dalawang to. Kuya natin to, tito natin to, kaibigan natin to. Pero,
mga kumpare ko
actually, na lang, parang maging makatao naman kayo, bigyan nyo rin ng sagot ang mamamayang tao kung bakit nangyayari yung mga ganitong miracles ba. Marlon, ang aga-aga mo, Marlon, nagkakadayaan na. Ano pa sa actual na election, sa tingin mo? Diba? Yung papel na dadaya mo, ano pa yung makinarya? Ano pa yung kakain ng papel na yan para basahin yung resulta?
Partida pa yan, ha?
Ano?
Limpak-limpak at bilyon-bilyong piso pinamimigay niyong ayuda, ha? Tapos ganyan na ayaw niyong lumaban ng parehas at i-special ops niyo ang isang Tita Nene Bacale.
At kung hindi ka rin naman pala nabibigyan ng matibay na kumpiyansa ng pamimigay mo ng ayuda, lalong-lalo na't pinayagan din naman ng kakampi mong COMELEC, di ba, bakit hindi ka na lang lumaban ng patas? Kung ito nakakabigay ng confidence sa'yo, dapat you have to play fair. Because if you are too confident na, hindi, mahal ako ng distrito ko, mahal ako ng tao ko, mahal ako ng constituents ko, iboboto nila ako, mananalo ako, itong si Nene na tinatawag nila, she's irrelevant. Dapat ganun man lang kung confident ka. Mukhang hindi. Mukhang may tulog talaga yung
Threaten,
mama.
no?
Kasi nga alam nitong si Tambalos Romualdez na ayaw sa kanila ng mga taga-Leyte, no, ng District 1. Marami nga sa ating mga viewers ang nagsasalita dyan na nakulang na lamang isuka ang pangalan ng mga ito ang bungangkan.
Oo. Ito, Marlon, ang tinatawag mong kapito ko. Miss Cathy Binag, hello.
Sige, Cathy, andiyan ba si...
Uy, parang bigla kang bumait.
Cathy, ito ba talaga ako? Halatang takot. Sabi ni Cathy.
Bigla, ba't nilalabas mo yung dimple mo bigla?
Wala sa pet, ha? Wala sa pet, ha?
Nakita niyo ba yung ngiti ni Marlon biglang?
Grabe.
Pinipilit nga lumabas yung dimple niya dito.
Cathy, huwag ka muna kiligin dyan. Relax ka lang dyan, relax ka lang.
Marlon,
Miss ko na kayo.
Wow, ako, siya lang ba?
Miss ko na kayo.
Ay, nabanggit din lang naman si Cathy. Break muna tayo sa intense na usapan natin, ha? Nagkaroon
Hindi kami
tayo...
pwede mag-break ni Cathy kasi hindi naman kami. May malinaw. Ano, Pamela?
Hindi naman kayo ni Cathy. Mag-break tayo sa intense ng usapan.
Sige. Okay.
Alam mo na, sa subconscious mo na yan.
Alin?
Nabanggit mo yung break Ibig sabihin, ayaw mo talaga mag-break.
Rewind mo.
Mamaya, gagawin ko short
Joke lang. Kayo naman. Alam nyo naman, mapagbiro ako.
May isusumbong lang ako, Cathy.
Alam ko yan. Narinig ko yan.
Kadaldalan ko.
Congressman Dante, assuming that Congress will proceed to impeach Vice President Sara Duterte despite PBBM's call and the INC rally for peace, will the INC block vote manifest during the May 2025 election?
I wouldn't know. It might. Of course, the INC will decide on what will happen next.
So talagang it depends on the leadership? Or how does it work internally with the INC?
Kasi ang alam ng INC, as you have already indicated, even the President said that, this impeachment thing will not do any good to anyone, poor Filipino. Ang sabi niya, it will only dissuade you from tackling the several problems that our country faces. Pero, ayun nga, sabi pa niya, if I can recall right, sabi niya, it's a tempest in a teapot. Meaning to say, it's so small thing that is being bloated into, proportion. So if the House of Representatives will continue to do this, then people might say, why there is no congruence now between what the President would like to see and the actions being taken by the House of Representatives. So not only the INC would perceive that, I think the entire population will see that there is no good working relations between the executive and the legislative, which is something that should not happen in this country.
And in your experience, does INC really do block voting? Do you tend to vote as a group?
It's not called block voting. It's a unity vote. Kasi unity is an essential character of the church. In everything we do, not only voting,
Correct.
but in any action or any undertaking that the church will have, unity is always the factor. So even in voting, where we judge how people should be selected, the ANC would advocate for a unified voting.
Well, Congressman Dante, you're an insider in terms of being part of the House of Representatives. Would you know if there are really any plans to impeach? Has this been already part of the agenda for when Congress resumes its sessions? Because there are 3 pending impeachment complaints that have been filed.
Not only 3, Attorney Karen, I think there's already a 4th one being worked out. And I think there is also a move to rush it by probably being able to get 1/3 signatures. And if that happens, of course, that could be an express train because by getting an outright 106 signatures, that would bypass deliberations in the Justice Committee for the determination of form and substance. I think the impeachment, with the articles of impeachment, will be transmitted right away to the Senate. That's a possibility. I do not know what will happen to the rest of the other impeachment complaints so far filed in the House.
But
Correct, no, mga kababayan. Kaya ganun na lamang katakot itong mga kongreso na pumirma dun sa impeachment complaint na ginawa nila Franz Castro dahil alam nila na makaka-apekto ito sa unity vote ng Iglesia ni Cristo. Na baka'y diretso kumunoy ang mga ito kung malaman-laman na isa sila sa mga pumayag sa impeachment.
But do you think it is still possible in terms of just logistically, because we only have a few months left before the campaign period starts? So people in Congress and also in Senate will be busy campaigning.
Yeah, I think it's a tough thing for the House to undertake, given the election that is forthcoming, and of course, some, if not most, of the members in the Senate will also be campaigning. I think 7 of them will be out to campaign. I would not see the actual possibility of impeachment being initiated, but we cannot say what will
Pwedeng
happen to
kayanin.
this.
Because I had as a guest before Congresswoman Geraldine Roman, and she said that it is tough, but she said if there's a will, there's a way. So you think pwedeng kayanin ng Congress na i-fast track?
I don't know if the Congress has the will, as far as I'm concerned. And if they have the will, maybe they can find a way.
Well, Congressman Dante, looking back in 2024, there were several allies of former President Duterte and Vice President Sara, or perceived allies, that were stripped of memberships in committees. You were also stripped of membership in several committees. Can you give us an update as to where are you now in terms of committee memberships? Were those restored, or yung mga natanggal po, wala pa rin?
I was stripped of my membership in all the committees. Energy, public accounts, how else? There are so many. I think 5 committees.
And all of them, tanggal po kayo?
There was no explanation as to why I was bolted out as a member in those committees. Even the Good Government Committee.
Nagsimula lang yung pagtanggal sa inyo, Sir Marcoleta, noong pumanig kayo kay VP Sara na nagpakita kayo ng suporta sa kanya. Grabe po talaga. Kaya para mapahiya itong mga nagsitanggal sa kanya, mga kababayan, iboto po natin ito, no? Si Congressman Marcoleta sa darating na eleksyon. Kung maaari, i-prioridad ninyo sa balota itong mamang to.
I was stripped of my membership and also my membership in the Commission on Appointments, a body which has nothing to do with my work in the House of Representatives. I was also removed as a member of that
Would you know why
commission.
you were removed?
It's because I was trying to remind them about our tradition, like one of which is the tradition that we never question the office of the Vice President at the time when the budget is being presented before the Appropriations Committee. When I observed that, since 2004 until today, I was surprised why that tradition was no longer being respected. So I raised the question, if we are setting aside the tradition, and if they are intending to set aside that tradition, if that Appropriations Committee is authorized to do so.
But is that part of the rules? Like, is that a tradition, a rule in the House that should really prevail?
Because they are time-honored traditions. So I need to be clarified as to whether the tradition has been removed or set aside, and if the Appropriations Committee is authorized to do so. Unfortunately,
So you were raising it more as to be clarified whether that tradition still stands, not
Yes.
necessarily to side or protect VP Sara.
precisely, and so I said those are the 2 questions that you need to answer, and the committee chair said that there is only a very short answer to both questions. The answer is no. So we're so happy initially, because if the answer is no, then the committee is now keeping with the tradition, and therefore they will now terminate, questioning, and we will now rush to terminate consideration of the budget of the Office of the Vice President. But it did not happen because somebody again objected. If the ruling of the chair was to uphold the tradition, why did she allow somebody to object to my motion of to dispose of disposing the budget to the office of the Vice President.
Kasi nga, Sir Marcolita, nabayaran ng mga yon. Meron silang grand design na script na galing kay Tambalos. Kaya nga pati ikaw tinira nila, inalis nila sa committee para hindi na makapagsalita pa.
Well, Congressman Dante, I guess just to sidetrack a bit, how would you then address calls for more transparency in the budget proceedings? Because I think it's not just an issue of this relating to the Vice President, but to anyone, because some people are even questioning the confidential funds in the Office of the President. So how can we ensure transparency? Should we do away with traditions on having courtesy or not questioning budget, including confidential funds, if they relate to high positions like the President or Vice President?
No, when I said that we will have to keep that tradition, I'm not saying that we cannot question how the budget was utilized, but there is always a proper time to do that. Like if there is really a question on the utilization of budget, like what they intended, what they tried to do in the Good Government Committee, then that is the very time when we question how the budget was utilized, but not in the briefing itself.
So you are being a stickler for rules. Now,
Tama.
based on the rules, there is a proper time to do the question.
There
It
is
should be
always
at the committee
a
level,
proper
not at a
time.
briefing.
Yes, and when the proper time came, again, I was disappointed because what they were doing is part of what the Commission on Audit was doing. That is why I ask again a
Pangharas.
constitutional issue there, whether or not the committee can usurp the function of the Commission on Audit. But again, you will be disappointed because the chairman will never explain and will not even raise a higher kind of debate so that everybody will be enlightened.
Yeah. As a lawyer, I agree with that. There has to be also an observance into the scope of the functions. When it's a question that pertains to the Commission on Audit, there should be no usurpation of that authority.
Yes, because the chairman cannot answer. So I ask the representative of the COA itself whether or not they surrendered that part of their delegated mandate to the House of Representatives. And they said, no, sir. So if you did not delegate what was mandated by the Constitution to you, why did you have to submit the papers and the reports that are still being subject to your audit? The audit was then at that time an initial findings. There is no finality because their findings is still assailable. It's questionable. It is appealable.
At yun na nga no mga kababayan, narinig natin itong mga nagbabagang balita sa oras na ito. As always, mga kababayan, kita na lang po ulit tayo sa ating next vlog. Huwag niyo po sana kalimutang mag-like at subscribe para updated ka sa mga uploads ko araw-araw. Marami po salamat mga kababayan. Ingat and God bless.